coastal water where we have some moisture coming off the ocean into the 80s at this time of morning and to about 100. So we're really below that with this 32% relative humidity. So it's dry out there. We're going to see some very warm temperatures, and we're also going to see the winds. Right now, 48 degrees out in Irvine with 56% relative humidity. So you may notice it on your lips. You may notice it on your eyes. I know people that are sensitive to allergies with Santa Ana's. Those might get flared up for the next couple of days. So we are looking at a high wind warning. This is extending all the way for Los Angeles, Ventura. We're looking at winds that are gusting through Riverside County, parts of Orange County as well. We could see potentially some of those canyons passes. We are looking at a potential for 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts today and tomorrow. So it is going to get windy around here. And this peach color that we're seeing here, this is a little something different. This is a fire weather watch. So this fire weather watch extending for Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Because of the dry conditions, warm weather, and the winds, we're elevating that fire danger a bit. So just stay cautious out there. We're also looking at your winds. We're coming in about 4 miles per hour in Santa Clarita, but we're looking at these red hot spots here. These are going to be those gusts that do exceed at times 45 miles per hour, sometimes into the 60s. It's going to be gusty out there. 18 mile per hour sustained winds. Already seeing some of those winds kicking up. As far as moisture is concerned, boy, we don't have it. You can see high pressure stays with us for a while. So all this moisture getting pushed up to the north, and that would be rainfall otherwise. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait all the way till next Sunday to maybe get a chance for some of this to sink down. But you can see this semi-permanent ridge of high pressure. That is our blocking mechanism. It's not allowing any of this rainfall. So people keep asking, where's this El Nino? Well, because of this high pressure center, it's not allowing any of this rainfall to come through. So watch what happens. All gets moved up to the north. High pressure settles in right over the Great Basin, just getting stronger and preventing even more rain from coming through. So for the long stretch, it looks like we're not going to get any rainfall. So 7 to 9 days, we really want to see that rain. We're likely also to break some records for this time of year for some high temperatures. Today, then gorgeous temperatures Monday all the way through next week. So we can't do much about the rain. So enjoy your Super Bowl Sunday. Really nice weather. Spring, summer-like weather around here. Guys, over to you. We're taking a look outside, and we have a gorgeous time lapse putting it in motion for Malibu. This is what it looked like this morning. Nice sunrise, and we're going to continue to see some warm temperatures as that daytime heating comes to play. So right now looking good, and we will notice that as we're heading into downtown, we do have some warm weather to contend with today. So a nice bright view from Los Angeles. We're looking at 52 degrees, humidity around 40%. So very dry conditions out there. You may feel it on your eyes, your lips, your throat, very scratchy. We're looking at Santa Ana conditions. So I know people's allergies have been flaring up, getting a lot of tweets about how uncomfortable these Santa Anas are and how they are going to be, especially as we get thicker and thicker into it. As we are looking out towards Santa Clarita, 4 mile per hour sustained winds, but out into Banning, we're looking at 18 mile per hour sustained winds. So we are looking at some gusty conditions in these bright colors, these reds, where we could see 45 mile per hour gusts, anywhere from there to even 70 mile per hour gusts at some of our mountain ridge tops. Also looking at your temperatures into the 60s right now in Santa Clarita, 33 in Wrightwood, 36 in Palmdale. And for us into Los Angeles and Orange County, 57 degrees this morning, but we're going to warm things up to 82 by your afternoon, and then 80 degrees. Still a warm night tonight. For the IE and Valley spots, we'll see temperatures slowly rise, getting to 79 degrees, but the winds are the bigger story. 23 mile per hour sustained winds this morning to 26 in your afternoon. Enjoy your Super Bowl. We'll have a full forecast and let you know how warm it's going to get later this week, guys. We have these offshore winds. You can kind of see the camera bouncing around out there. So instead of a wind advisory that we had yesterday, we have elevated our wind situation. So now we're seeing stronger velocities. So instead of wind advisory, we're calling it a high wind warning, letting you know that we have some very gusty conditions, especially through the Banning Pass, especially the Cajon Pass. If you're also looking out to Los Angeles and Ventura counties, we have a fire weather watch. All this peach we're seeing here. So with the winds, with the dry conditions and the warm weather, we're elevating our fire danger. So also stay cautious out there. We're looking at the gusty winds coming through. Looks like those foothill locations, even up into Santa Clarita, where we're seeing these reds, indicating that we're going to get about 35 to 45 mile per hour gusts out there. At the tops of the mountains, maybe even 60 to 70 mile per hour gusts. So it is windy. All this moisture that we would otherwise be getting is being pushed way up to the north, all this green here. So we're not going to be really benefiting from any rainfall that's coming around, all because of one thing, and it's high pressure that is dominating dominating the forecast. And as this high pressure system continues to grow and expand, it's going to push all this rainfall up to the north. So look what happens as we put it in motion. All gets pushed up into Canada, and all the way from Washington, Oregon, all of California, we're going to remain dry, and it's going to be dry for the long stretch. So warm weather is ahead, and that warm weather lasting not only the next 7 days, but it looks like even the extended outlook into the next 9 to 10
Now
days.
here with our weather, Leslie Lopez.
Hey, good morning. So nice weather coming around for this afternoon, although warm, and it's only going to continue to warm up. A nice time-lapse view from Long Beach. You can see the sunrise just gorgeous out there, and we're going to continue with this heat wave that we're going to call it in February. It's very unusual. We're about 20 degrees above average temperatures for this time of year. 67 right now in downtown. Humidity, it's getting drier out there. 20% relative humidity at this point, and this is all being driven in by Santa Ana conditions, offshore winds. We're looking at some very gusty conditions closer to the Santa Clarita area. If you're going to be looking at some of these reds that we're seeing here, that's anywhere from 30 to 45 mile per hour gusts, and we're looking at 17 mile per hour sustained winds out through Banning. So there is a high wind warning that is in place. We're looking at 64 degrees in Santa Clarita, 62 in Ontario, already looking at 76 for places in Anaheim, and we're rising with our temperatures. Clear skies, and then at 5 p.m. tonight, still hanging on to 80-degree temperatures. Out into the Inland Empire and Valley spots, we're going to see a high of about 79 degrees, but look at these winds. That's where the big story is for the IE. 23 mile per hour sustained winds in the morning, but it gets stronger out there. Wind velocities reach 26 miles per hour by noon, and we're hanging on to those gusty conditions all the way through your evening. We'll have another forecast coming up in just a few minutes and let you know how hot it's going to get later this week, guys. In your throat, on your lips, stay hydrated and stay moisturized today. We're also looking out to, oh look, the Matterhorn, Disneyland, 69 degrees, humidity around 24%, and that barometric pressure sitting about 30. So we have a couple of different features here. We have a high wind warning. So we are looking at winds that are really gusting in gold here. This is where we're going to see some very strong winds taking place, where we could see through the canyons and the passes 60 mile per hour gusts out there, maybe even some 70 isolated areas like the mountain tops. In this red that we're looking at here, it's a fire weather watch that has now been upgraded to a fire weather warning. So we are elevating our fire danger thanks to the dry conditions, the gusty winds, and the warm temperatures. Some of the winds that we're seeing here, 10 mile per hour sustained winds in Fillmore. We're looking at 16 right through Banning, and all this red that we're seeing out here, we're looking at some gusts that are about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So the reason why we get these really gusty conditions through the canyons and passes, think of Cajon Pass, Banning, San Gregorio. We're looking at them really coming through the canyons and passes, being forced through this area that is very narrow, and that produces some very warm and dry weather for us. So high pressure is the big dominant feature here, and it's continuing to grow and expand. And all this rainfall that we are seeing on our Pacific satellite radar, well, look what happens. It gets pushed way up into Canada. So Washington, Oregon, and all of California, not going to see any rain for the next couple of days. In fact, about the next 9 to 10 days. So it is going to be warm, and we are looking at national peak. Well, very funny. We have some really nice weather regardless. So I guess that's kind of a lucky start to your morning. We're looking at 69 degrees in Malibu, humidity around 20%. So we're looking at some dry conditions out and about. Some of these dry conditions that we're looking at are continue to fall. So you can expect to see relative humidities in the single digits today. So you may really notice it on your skin, on your lips, eyes. 46 degrees right now in Wrightwood. All this snow that's left over from last week, well, that's quickly melting, especially as we're heading into Tuesday. Tuesday, we're expecting to see some very warm temperatures, in addition to still looking at some Santa Ana conditions. We're seeing those winds coming out of the northeast. So for Santa Clarita, 9 mile per hour sustained winds, 10 out there in Big Bear, 16 for Banning. But the gusts are really where we're seeing some of the stronger winds, and those gusts are about 45 miles per hour. Some places 60 to 70. So very gusty conditions out and about. All right, so temperatures 49 in Palmdale, 66 in Santa Clarita, 62 in Ontario. And if you are going to be heading out, we have a day planner for you that's looking warm for Los Angeles and Orange County, 82 degrees, and warm at 5 p.m. with 80. Inland Empire Valley spots, 79 with windy conditions out there, 26 mile per hour sustained winds. Over to you. We'll talk more about these Santa Ana conditions and let you know when cooler weather is on the way.